Howdy, y'all. My name is Prez. I'm coming at you with some more Stardew Valley. What's on TV? Weather report says it's going to rain all day tomorrow. That's great for us. Fortune teller says spirits are mildly perturbed. Luck will not be on our side. Okay, and then it's a rerun on the other side. Uh-oh. I just saw that thing. It was doing it last week, too, where the game kind of skipped a little bit there. Dear Price, I'd like to give my cows a special treat. They're such good girls and hungry, too. Could you bring me one bunch of amaranth? They love the stuff. Thanks, dear. Marnie. Yeah, we're growing some. Once I get it, you'll get some. So that's what we got there. We have 600 bucks. We could go buy a couple more, seeds, if we would like to. Might not be a bad idea. Let's water our big field first, just so we see how much energy that takes from us. We do kind of got a plan about that. Hi! Oh, so many chickie babies. So many happy chickie babies. Look at y'all. Someone was telling me to remember to make sure our silo is all full for the winter. So let me just double check how much we have. We have 155 of 254. So I would like to make sure I get it that full for sure. So we'll grab a... Oh, cool. We got some corn. That's nice. Grab a scythe. So having these now is nice just because it'll give us a couple of extra bucks early on before these other things start to grow into place. So that's cool. Let's go check our mushrooms as well. And then we'll water this field, and we'll talk some things. All right, no mushrooms. Okay, let's get to watering. All right. So, hey guys, how's it going? Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. I'm having a pretty good one, you know, not too bad. Just streamed earlier this morning, played some Chrono Cross on stream, which, we're nearing the end. I think I've probably got like 2-3 more weeks, 3 probably tops of, Chrono Cross left on streaming before we switch to something else. And, I'm having a blast just getting to play that again. And actually, here's a little bit of a teaser. Chrono Cross has given me a really great idea for a new project I want to do. I'm not going to reveal too many details, but I'm excited for something that I'll be working on here soon. And I'll just have to let y'all know about that when it comes closer. But it's definitely given me a new idea for a new series that I want to make that is... it's not a Let's Play, and that's all I'll say about that. It's something else. All right. I love having these sprinkler fields, by the way. Oops, that was a little bit off the beaten path there. Again, I've been reading some of y'all's questions. Lots of great ones down below. And one of the psych topics that one of y'all brought up is, or several of them, actually all kind of correlate with one another. So I'm going to talk about those and how they are connected. And then from there, we'll discuss a little bit. Let's make a couple more sprinklers. 1, 2. Okay. Because then we can sprinkle up this area, I think. If I do it right, I could find a way to make it a little bit more optimal. Or I guess right now what I can do, 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's clear out this side over here. I love the sound of the wind in this game. Just I think it's pretty cool. Let's chop all this up. And we do have a little bit of space left up there, too, that we will also use. Ooh, and I need to do some of this. So it's you, and you, and you. I will say, so someone pointed out, and they're totally right, that they think it's funny that I picked the water ranch, the river ranch, specifically to help me with fishing, and then I basically just said I'm never fishing again. Yeah, you're totally right. Oh, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. We can't go to the store today because it's Wednesday. It's closed on Wednesdays. Let me check our bundles really quickly. I think that we've already got the corn in here, right? Yeah. So we don't need any more corn sticking around, so I can just sell the corn. Animal bundle. That's right. We need all those things. I should go check on the eggs that we got this morning. And then this is fruit and everything. Let's go. Oh, I haven't checked out my tree. I haven't checked out my tree like at all. And we don't have any more of those fall seeds left, do we? No, I don't think so. Can we make... I know we can craft wild seeds, but... Yeah, that's only for those different seasons. We can't make them for the fall yet, I don't think. Oh, yeah, wild seeds fall. Common mushroom, wild plum, hazelnut, blackberry. I could do that if I find those, so we'll see if I find them. But otherwise, we're just stuck with this for today. But I could still go ahead and put down these suckers. So this guy will be here, and this guy will be here. Another thing that one of y'all pointed out, also absolutely true, also absolutely my bad, is that I've been saying every season that I promise I will make a really nice organized farm, and then I don't. I just make a giant field of nonsense or whatever. And totally fair. And a big part of that is because I didn't make as much money coming into fall as I had expected. And so I'm kind of like, well, I need to do my best to make money through, I didn't have enough money coming into fall. So I need to make sure that I make as much money as possible during fall, because in the winter, things really shift. They really shift. All right, let's go looking for Maru. I would like to improve our relationship with Maru, get up right to that next level. We can give her one more gift. We're going to give her, if we've got one, what do we got? Yeah, we're going to give her a diamond. That should boost the crap out of our relationship. And I think we really need to do that. And let's sell you and you and you. And we'll sell the mayonnaise for now. Okay, cool. So, what are these topics of interest that I want to discuss today? One of y'all asked about Tourette's syndrome. What is it? How is it caused? What's going on there? Another one of y'all asked about obsessive compulsive disorder. And long ago, one of y'all asked about, all right, Elliot's birthday is on the 5th. Abigail's is on the 13th. One of y'all asked about addiction. And you may not know this. Ooh, sea cucumber for potion making. Please deliver directly to my wizard. And, I'll hold on to that. I think these ones have time limits, though, so the likelihood of me completing this one is pretty low. Close on Wednesdays, of course. And, yeah, as you may not actually suspect this, but there is one specific part of the brain that actually is highly related to those disorders, all of them. And so it's a worthwhile topic to consider discussing when those questions come up, to talk about all of them at the same time. So I'll do my best. It's been a while since I've taken my... I saw that over there. Hey, it's Maru. It's been a while since I've taken my neuroscience classes, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty. I looked up some stuff really quickly, but we'll discuss. Hey, Maru, if you have any extra metal laying around, I could always use it for one of my projects, but only if you don't need it yourself. Well, I don't have metal on me, but I do have this. Is that? Oh, wow, Price, this is spectacular. Aw. By the way, I don't know if any of y'all saw this. Alice K over on Twitter, she did some fan art of Stardew, Price, and Maru underneath the stars. It was adorable. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. You should all check it out. All right, coop. 300 wood, 100 stone. We want upgraded coop, deluxe coop, big coop. 10,400 and 150. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we're working towards this. 10,400, 150. 10,400, 150. 10,400, 150. Okay, let's forage a bit. Oh, I love that we pick up 2 sometimes. That's so good. So, first things first. Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome is characterized as an association of motor or vocal tics. Most people, when they hear about Tourette syndrome, they're familiar with it in that they think, oh, it is that thing where people say swear words randomly and just kind of like shout them and stuff like that. That is an extremely uncommon version of Tourette syndrome, but it is a version. It is a type. Most forms of Tourette's take the form of motor tics, or vocal tics that are not vocal like words. They're not vocabulary. They're not lexical, I guess. They're just sounds. But what is a tic? A tic is an involuntary action, all right, and usually repetitive, usually some kind of circular loop. And so commonly this will be things like eye tics, where you kind of, your eyes will blink kind of up and down. You just kind of like blink rapidly for no reason, for seemingly no reason. There are motor tics, where your hands will jerk or your body will jerk. They'll shift and things like that. For most forms of Tourette's, it can be treated without the need for medication. It'll just be about needing to do some behavioral therapy, right? Changing your behaviors in a way to where you turn the tic off of being a tic. It takes work. You're kind of re-exercising your brain. I think we've talked about this in the past. The brain is plastic, meaning that it can change. So as a result, you're trying to change your brain to fit the ticks into your normal type of behaviors rather than having them be those kind of automatic and unrequested types of techniques. You weren't trying to do those ticks. They happened on their own. You try to turn them into something that you only do on their own. All right, let's clear out a bunch of this hay. Let's think. If I were to turn this into another place where we're going to put the barn, where would I want that to be? Oh, hey, look. Hello. Thank you. Let's definitely do some weeding, because we know that weeds are something that if we take care of them early on in the season, then they won't keep spreading. So let's do that as well. All right, axe. Thank you. Ooh, and where's my pickaxe? Boom. Boom. Let's clear all this stuff out. So like over here, for example, if I can get some grass started over here, which, I'll have to go buy a grass starter, then we can turn this into a nice little area where we could have the barn. And I wouldn't have to worry about wasting all this great usable farm space, because this is a huge plot. I don't want to waste it with just the barn. This spot over here, though, if I can get this to get covered in grass, that could be a great place for a barn. But maybe we just focus on the coop for this chunk of time and kind of keep this as it is until we need to turn it into farm, so that when we have more animals, they can still use this to graze from. But yeah, let's chop all this stuff up just to kind of help clear this area out. Okay, so Tourette's. It's these motor ticks, these vocal ticks. So when I say a vocal tick, that could be like something like you make a sound, right? So it's not necessarily swearing, which is one, like I said, a very rare version of Tourette's. But more commonly, it'd be something like, you kind of like make a grunting noise or a squeaking noise, or maybe you have an urge to yell, and you have no control over it, right? It's something that you don't have control. It's happening without your permission. And this all has some relation to a part of the brain that we call the basal ganglia, which is also related to those other things that I mentioned earlier as well, which we'll go on to talk about those, and then we'll discuss what that means going forward, how that impacts things. Wow, this area over here, I really let this get kind of overgrown, but that's fine, because that means we get to chop down some trees, get some more wood. Okay, so that's essentially what Tourette's is. It's these tics that you're not intending to do. These are behaviors that you don't have any desire to actually carry out, but your body kind of does them on their own. And it seems to have to do with this area of the brain called the basal ganglia. Now, another disorder that someone asked about, that I mentioned earlier, is obsessive compulsive disorder, which also seems to be related to the basal ganglia. Looks like we can clear all this. That's right, because chopping with the scythe doesn't actually waste energy. Cool. So obsessive compulsive disorder. It's, again, a lot of people have an idea in their head of what this disorder is, and it looks very different than that. Hey, look at you growing like a champ. Awesome. All right, let's go nap for the day, and we'll come back in the morning. And hey, it's going to be raining in the morning. That's great. I should make another field of wheat when I get enough money and the opportunity to. And you know what else I can do? I did get some mixed seeds. I got one set of mixed seeds there. Let's go ahead and let's just put those down, because they're going to get automatically watered anyways while we wait for that. Got a pale ale. Let's go ahead and sell that. That's great that these pale ales brew so quickly, because it is going to allow me to get through these hops pretty successfully. And we'll try and make some more barrels so that once we have fruit coming in, we can actually make some more of those. All right, let's take a little nappy poo, and then we'll see how much money we made overnight, and then we'll talk about obsessive compulsive disorder in the morning. What do we make? All right, about $1,000. Not bad. We'll go talk to Pierre, maybe get some more seeds for today, get some stuff planted. Rainy day. That means more energy for other stuff. Oops, hit the caps lock instead of the A. Let's check the TV. Check the TV. What's going on the TV? Weather reports. Welcome to Kozu 5, your number one source for weather news and entertainment. And now the weather forecast for tomorrow. It's going to be cloudy with gusts of wind throughout the day. All right, thank you. Fortune teller says, yes, I can hear the spirits whispering. The spirits are in good humor today. I think you'll have a little extra luck. Nice. Could be worth going down into the mines. Welcome to Living Off the Land. It's blackberry seasons. Bushing across the countryside are overflowing. Oh, cool. So that means we can actually pick from the bushes now, too, not just from the ground. There should be some bushes that we find around. Look at all that stuff growing. That's great. What do you got to say? From Pierre, it seems like you're starting to get close with some of the townspeople. If you want to show someone that you're romantically interested, you've got to give them one of my beautiful bouquets of flowers. I'm selling them now for a very fair price. If you want to start a family someday, this is the first step. All right, we got to buy the bouquet of flowers. So that'll be the first thing that we'll buy, actually, and then we'll buy some more seeds, because I would like to fill these guys out if we can. Okay. Got a couple more fish. And by fish, I, of course, mean these things. Hey, monster catch. All right, let's go check on our little chickie babs. Let's close the gate. Y'all all in here? You are. Bark, 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 bark. Bark, bark, bark. And bark, bark, bark. We only got 2 eggs today? How you doing? Francine looks fine. Florence looks good. Okay. Lorraine looks fine. Arabella looks fine. Okay. Now, when we start getting ducks and things, let's try to think. What should we... Is that dead? I hate that because that looks dead. But it's from mixed seeds, right? Yeah, it's not dead. I hate those. It's just from mixed seeds, so it's whatever the mixed seeds gave us. All right, everything looks good. There's more mixed seeds up there. Yep. Okay. So, what was I talking about? We got a fish. We got a couple fish, quote-unquote fish. A couple more quality fertilizers. We got blackberries. Okay. Let us... Well, right now, let's put away our hops, because we're waiting until we can actually go and talk to Pierre, too. Let's go up in here. How are we doing on our total wood count? 312. So we need another 100 wood, and we need like 40 or 30 or 40 stone. That ain't no problem. Let's go put the stone. Oh, wait. We have an extra grape starter. Well, why didn't I put that down? I mean, like, I know why I didn't put it down, because it didn't fit up there where we had the space for it, where I wanted it. But I can put one here somewhere. Let's put it, let's put it, quality fertilizer right there on the end. Looks good to me. And let's just quickly boop and boop. So there's our one little grape out there. Okay, and then what else we got in our inventory? I got tons of stuff in our inventory. We don't want to waste the maple syrup and stuff yet because I'm sure I can use that for things later. Pine cones into shmia. Fruit and things. I don't want to sell these just yet because I might use them to try and make seeds at some point. But we've got them. And fiber and things up in here. Clay can go there, even though, no, I put clay on the other thing. So let's go to the other thing. Wherever I put decorations and things, let's put that. We'll put stone and geodes and coal. Oh, it's a good day. That's right. Let us... Oh, we've got plenty of stone. Great. So we just need wood. Geode. Do we have any other things to bust open? Probably not, because we haven't really... We've done that recently. So we'll go bust this geode, but that's about it. And for now, because I might want to make some fried eggs later, I'm just going to put the eggs and the mayo in here. And sap can go up here. And the driftwood can go here. And this guy can be used to refill these guys. Boop. Boop. I do love that these do give me quote-unquote fish. And I'd like to put them all over the place because that's going to give us a great source of making quality fertilizer whenever we want. So I'd like to make more of those crab pots as well. What do those cost? Crab pot, crab pot, crab pot. Wood and iron. Easy peasy. But we're going to try and save up for our coop upgrade first. And I should probably also invest in another silo sooner rather than later. Don't have to do it right away, but sooner rather than later. All right. So obsessive compulsive disorder. Most people, when they think of obsessive compulsive disorder, they think of somebody who cleans a lot. Really, really neat freak, right? Everything has to be clean. Everything has to be organized. And that's sort of a misnomer. That's not really what it is. Let's see. Where's this flower bouquet? Bouquet. 200. Boom. Got it. Actually, I think someone told me I should get a couple of these to give to Maru. So I'll do that. Someone in the comments mentioned that. Now, as far as some seeds to grow, is there anything that we haven't been growing yet? We've got some amaranth growing. Fairy seeds are expensive. Sunflowers will give us more seeds when those grow. Yams, I think, have a pretty good turnover rate, and they're pretty cheap. So let's just make a bunch of yams. By turnover, I mean return on investment is what I mean. 18 yams. Let's actually get up to a little bit more because I know that we're at a point where... Oh, I'm not going to have enough butts. I'm not going to have enough to pay for the... I might have just enough. I think it might be 25 to pay for the geode cracking. Let's see. If not, no big deal. It's not a huge deal to miss out on one. We would like to find Maru, although I don't think I can give her... Because we gave her a gift yesterday, I don't think we can give her a gift today. We'll have to wait until the next day. But let's go and check over here. if we can pop this geode. Process. Okay. There we go. 3 coal. Honestly, not bad. Not bad. All right, there's Penny. Let's go say hi to Penny. Boop, boop, ba-deep, boop. I wonder what happens if you give a bouquet to someone that you're not that close with. I'm going to go inside. I just wanted a quiet moment. I get it. I get it. Kids can be a lot of work sometimes. They're great, but they can be a lot of work. Okay, let's go to the bus stop first. Let's go put some stuff away. Ooh, let's grab a couple of these little plums. And then we can... Are these? No. And then we can head to the mines, I think. That might be a good use of our time. So let's put away some stuff as well. And let's plant these yams. So, crafting... Let me grab the sap. Thank you for the 1 wood. Let me grab the sap, which should be up in here. Sap. Let's make some more fertilizer. Doodly 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 doo. Okay. And we'll do quality across the top. 1, 2, 3. And then the rest will just be regular. Cool, cool, cool. All right. And then yams. Yams, 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 yams. All right. And we have 5 extra. Sure. Why not plant one here? And let's just, yeah, we'll just make a row. Like this. And go, bup, 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 bup. And then, bup, 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 bup. Cool. And then I guess we'll just do one last one here. Just because we have it. Might as well plant it. There's no point in not using it. And then these spaces we're leaving because they don't get auto-watered, and I'd rather not have to do like this silly watering. Okay, so let's put stuff away that we don't absolutely need. Sap. You can go away. And wood, you can go away. And I'll go ahead and put the fertilizer with the sap. That makes sense, right? That makes sense. Organize. You can go there. And we'll keep the bouquet in there as well. I'll take the cakes. Let's put away our bait. Yeah, I can go there because that's where the bug meat is, and that makes that. Let's put away our coal. Let's put away our axe because we don't need that on us. Obsidian edge there. Scythe we don't need. Watering can we don't need. Okay. And then we'll switch you around like that. And I think we should be good. Okay, let's head to the mines. Do some digging. Do some talking. So OCD. People, when they hear about OCD, when they get their first knowledge of OCD, what they're confronted with, what they think obsessive compulsive disorder is it's when people are obsessive about cleaning, being neat, being orderly. But that's only a small version of it. Similar to Tourette's, that's, one of the ones that people are mostly aware of, but it doesn't actually represent what the disorder really is. So let's zoom out. So what is it then? What is the issue there? Well, as is implied by the title, wow, 2 magma geodes. The disorder centers around obsessions and compulsions, okay? So what are obsessions? What are compulsions? What does that mean? What does it mean to be obsessively compulsive? Or obsessive and compulsive, rather. So obsessions are thoughts, all right? These are thoughts that you continue to think about endlessly, always, all the time. These thoughts, they come up, they come up, they come up, and you keep on focusing on them. Oh, gosh. And so with OCD, people tend to not have the ability to turn off these thoughts that they obsess over, these things that they tend to focus on. Oftentimes, these thoughts are disturbing. It's things like death. It's things like, famine, destruction, horrible thoughts, maybe very emotionally charged things having to do with family or others. And these are, they're unpleasant thoughts. And essentially, the person with obsessive compulsive disorder who has obsessions has trouble eliminating these thoughts, right? They just can't stop it. They ruminate. That's a word that we use to describe that type of process. They ruminate on these thoughts. So if any of you are familiar with the term ruminant, it refers to cows or other animals that chew cud. And so ruminating means you're constantly chewing on a thought, right? You're constantly chewing on this idea. That's where the term comes from. So they have these thoughts that they can't really get out of their head. Now, compulsions are behaviors that are repetitive and necessary. And again, we see that the inability to really control these compulsions, right? So this can be something like every time you leave the house, you have to lock your door, unlock your door, lock your door, unlock your door, lock your door a third time, right? Oftentimes, it's very methodical and mathematic in that fashion. So you can have compulsions, you can have obsessions, you can have both. Oftentimes, we see these things as being comorbid, so they happen together. So you're both obsessive and compulsive. So the compulsions are essentially your body's way, your psychology's way of dealing with the obsessions. That's often how this works. It's not all the time, but often that's how this works. So what does that mean? Well, essentially, you can think about it this way. If I have, say, a recurring thought that I'm going to die whenever I get on the train, say, right? There's something like that, okay? That can be an obsession of yours. You know, you've seen things in the past that told you that trains are dangerous. You had maybe a bad experience with trains when you were younger. All of this is associated with a genetic predisposition to having obsessive compulsive disorder, so you develop these obsessions, and then you develop some kind of irrational compulsion associated with that is something to the effect of, say, okay, well, as long as every time I get on the train, I make sure to touch the door twice, I sit only on the left-hand side, and I only, go on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, then I should be fine. That will make me safe, all right? So these compulsions, these compulsive behaviors, are things that for the person who has them, they are necessary. If you do not carry them out, you are going to be extremely stressed out. You're going to be extremely worried. You're going to have anxious experience. And so essentially the compulsions are almost like a treatment for the obsession for the person who is obsessive compulsive. It doesn't make them rational, and it doesn't make them the best treatment. Honestly, they tend to be not treatments in the larger sense. They tend to actually be very bad to continue forward. That's got to be a bad guy. Look at the shadow. I feel like it's got to be a bad guy. No? Okay. Interesting. So, obsessive compulsive disorder, also considered a basal ganglia disorder. All right, seeing a pattern here? Now, lastly, the last thing we're talking about today, addiction, which I'm not going to go too in depth into this because there's a huge field associated with addiction. But some people have asked about this, asked about addiction. What is it? How does it work? There are multiple different types of addiction. There's what's considered a biological or physiological addiction, and then there is what's called a psychological addiction. A physiological addiction is one that becomes necessary through your biology. You become so addicted that your body relies on whatever the thing you're addicted to is. So, for example, when you're addicted to drugs, what ends up happening is, or what tends to happen, is that when you take these drugs, these illicit drugs, they have an effect on your neurochemistry, right? They boost up one type of neurochemical, they reduce another type of neurochemical, and ultimately that leads to the experience that you have on those drugs. Now, in the short term, this tends to not really be a huge issue. It tends to be the kind of thing that your body can deal with. However, through repeated exposure to drugs, and here we're talking about things like, cocaine, heroin, big ticket drugs. And people become dependent on them because essentially what you do is you wear out your neurochemistry. You wear out your brain's ability to either respond to those neurochemicals, often dopamine is the one we're talking about here, or you wear out your body's ability to produce those neurochemicals. My goodness, dude, these are some crazy raging bats. Holy butts. We just lost so much health there. Almost half our health. And there's more coming. My goodness. Oh, that sun guy is tough. Yep, knew it. All right, got him. Drop gold. That's cool. All right, I need to eat. Cake. Cake! Heal me. Yes. Thank you. All right, kill you. Okay, block that. Man, if these guys don't stop, I'm going to be stuck here. Okay. But we'll have a bunch of bat wings to sell or use to make lightning rods. Okay. Now, so you can wear out your body's ability to produce these hormones, and so then you become reliant on the illicit drugs to produce those hormones or those neurotransmitters. Or what can happen, my God, our health is already halfway down. These bats are tough, dude. Ridiculous. Man, they can get too close. They can get way too close. All right, I'm just going down. Ultimately, that's how that works, right? You wear out your body's ability to either produce or to respond to these neurotransmitters, these chemicals, and as a result, your body requires that drug to produce that. And a lot of these things are necessary, right? Dopamine is a necessary neurotransmitter. If you don't have that, if you're unable to produce that, your body is going to have trouble actually functioning. Okay, so that's when you become physically addicted. Your body literally requires that thing until you go through treatment. And treatment is a very long and a very painful process. It is not something that you would wish on your worst enemy. Now, all that said, addiction also associated with the basal ganglia. So what is this basal ganglia? What is this thing that I'm talking about over here? Well, it seems that the basal ganglia is, oh my gosh, dude, really? These guys are so tough. We need something that gives us more armor. We're about to die. I might not make it through here just because we're running out of so much health. These guys get so close. Okay. Now, the basal ganglia essentially seems to be a necessary component in, it's like a gate in terms of your behavior. So when your brain's like, I want to make this motion, I want to do this thing, I want to engage in this behavior, your basal ganglia kind of does a check. It's constantly essentially holding you back, and it basically says, is that the right thing to do right now? And if it determines so, then it releases its grip on whatever part of the brain is trying to access. Essentially, it, like I said, it's a gate, so it's always holding back on these things, and then it'll let things through from time to time, let little signals through. All right, let's grab this. Space boots! Those might give us some more armor. Let's use space boots. What do they give us? +4 defense, +4 immunity. All right, that gave us more armor. Let's head out of here. So what happens with these disorders is that essentially the basal ganglia is not properly, doesn't seem to be properly working, or doesn't work as well as we would like it to. And so what that does is that allows for these behaviors, these thoughts, these things to get through the filter, right? They're accidentally making their way into your behavior. In a normal functioning brain, it seems that these things would be prevented. They would be stopped from happening. But in a dysfunctional brain that has one of these disorders, it seems to be allowing these messages, these signals, these things to get through. So ultimately, it does seem to be somewhat associated with a disorder of the basal ganglia. Ooh, cool, look at that. Now, the other part is, it also seems to be highly genetic, these different things. So as a result, it seems to run in families. It seems to be that you have to be genetically susceptible to these disorders. And there's a lot of research that suggests that all of these disorders, Tourette's and specifically obsessive compulsive disorder, may actually be an evolutionary holdover of the types of behaviors that we actually see as valuable. So if you're really obsessive, it could be associated with things that in the past were really useful for us from an evolutionary standpoint, because let's say you were more hyper aware, right? You're hyper vigilant about dangerous threats. So you actually protected the rest of the group, the rest of the tribe, by being constantly aware of these negative things out there. Maybe you have an obsession with hygiene. You're constantly cleaning, constantly cleaning, constantly cleaning. As a result, you may be protecting yourself and the people around you from disease. So it seems like it could be a genetic holdover. The other thing that's really interesting about this, really interesting, so we need to find out more, right? Is that the basal ganglia is a structure that we see in all vertebrates. All right, all land-dwelling vertebrates, and I believe all sea-dwelling vertebrates, so pretty much anything with a backbone, seems to have a basal ganglia, which means that these could all have this same disorder. Everybody, all these species could have obsessive-compulsive disorder show up in their species, meaning that it could be something that is kind of an accident of genetics that is an extreme version of something that is highly valuable, which if y'all will recall, when we talked about autism a few episodes back, it was a similar thing, right? It seems to be an extreme version of something that is necessary for evolution. Anyway, hopefully that gave you guys a good view on those types of things. There's probably more I could talk about, but that was the time that we had. If you have more questions, please feel free to ask them down below. If you're really interested in this stuff, I would suggest definitely look into it deeper. Find some neuroscience books or something like that you could look into, because this stuff, it's really, really intriguing. I mean, this really, I find this stuff really interesting, at least. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end our episode there, y'all. So with all that, thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw, please be sure to give this video a like, a favorite, and subscribe to the channel. Please leave your questions down below. If you have any kind of questions for Psych Talk, I will be looking for all those, and I look forward to answering more of those in the future. And with all that, my name has been Price, and I will see y'all next time!